They've stood for 4,500 years, 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing up to 80 tons, built with Bronze Age tools, aligned perfectly to true north within 1/15 of a degree. The Pyramids of Giza are the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. We think we know their story. But what if everything we've been told is incomplete? Hidden chambers discovered in 2023. Ancient civilizations that came before. Technology we can't explain. Astronomical alignments that shouldn't be possible. Secrets that challenge everything. We thought we knew. Today, we're uncovering Giza's hidden history, the facts mainstream archaeology accepts, the mysteries they can't explain, and the controversial theories that might change everything. This is the truth about the pyramids. Let's begin. What we think we know first. The mainstream story, what Egyptologists agree on. The basic facts. The Great Pyramid of Khufu was built around 2560 BCE during Egypt's Old Kingdom 4th Dynasty. It's the largest of three main pyramids on the Giza Plateau, along with those of Kafur and Menkaure. The statistics. Originally 146.5 meters, 481 feet. Tall base covers 13 acres, volume of 2.5 million. Cubic meters estimated 2.3 million stone blocks built. Mainstream archaeology says these were elaborate tombs for pharaohs. The pyramids represented the primordial mound from which the Egyptians believed the earth was created. They symbolized the sun's rays descending to earth and were designed to help the pharaoh's soul ascend to the heavens. The timeline. Egypt's pyramid building era lasted from around 268–62181 BCE. The Giza pyramids represent the pinnacle of this achievement. After this period, later pyramids were smaller and less sophisticated. The workers. For decades, we were told slaves built the pyramids. That's wrong. Recent archaeological evidence proves the builders were paid Egyptian workers, not slaves. We'll explore this more in a moment, but here's where it gets interesting. The more we discover about Giza, the more questions arise. Questions that mainstream archaeology struggles to answer. How they were really built. The biggest myth about the pyramids. Slaves built them. This is completely false, yet it persists in popular culture. The real builders. In the 1990s, archaeologist Mark Lenner and Zahi Hawass discovered the city where pyramid workers lived. Not slaves, skilled craftsmen and seasonal laborers worked on pyramids when the Nile flooded and they couldn't find received payment in food. Beer and housing had medical care skeletons. Show healed broken bones, meaning they received treatment the workers' city. Bakeries that could feed thousands, breweries, producing beer dormitories and workshop cemetery. With honored burials, slaves wouldn't receive this treatment. Graffiti showing. Workers' pride. Friends of Khufu and drunkards of Menkaure. How many workers? Estimates suggest 10,000 to 20,000 workers at peak times, not the hundreds of thousands often claimed. This makes the achievement even more impressive. But how did they actually build it? This is where mainstream archaeology has theories, but not complete. Certainty. Theory 1. External ramp. A long, straight ramp up one side. Problem. It would need to be a mile long and contain more material than the pyramid itself. No archaeological evidence of such a ramp exists. Theory 2. Spiral ramp. A ramp spiraling around the pyramid as it rose. More feasible, but still no definitive. Evidence. Theory 3. Internal ramp. French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin proposes an internal spiral ramp inside the pyramid. Some evidence supports this, including density anomalies detected by modern scanning. This is currently the leading theory. The stone moving. They definitely used copper tools. Egypt had no iron yet. Wooden sledges, ropes, water to reduce friction levers and counterweights. Sheer human power and ingenuity recent discovery. In 2017, archaeologists found an ancient ramp system at Hatnub Quarry with post holes and stairs, showing how Egyptians could move massive stones up steep inclines using ropes and counterweights. This solves part of the mystery, but here's what's strange. The precision is extraordinary. The base is level to within 2 centimeters across 230 meters. The sides align to true north, within 3/60th of a degree more accurate than the Greenwich Observatory built in 1675. The casing stones, now mostly gone, fit so perfectly you couldn't insert a knife blade between them. This level of precision with Bronze Age tools is remarkable. Not impossible, but remarkable. The lost city of Pyramid. BULVRS1 of the most important discoveries in pyramid research happened in the 1990s, but it received far less attention than it deserved. The discovery: Mark Lenner and Zahi Hawass excavated a massive workers' settlement near the Giza pyramids. What they found rewrote our understanding. The scale. This wasn't a small camp. It was a city that housed thousands of workers, with industrial-scale bakeries, fish processing facilities, copper workshops, barracks, and dormitories, administrative buildings, a copper smelting facility, a massive wall called the Wall of the Crow. Diet. Analysis of animal bones shows workers ate well. Cattle, sheep, and goats, fish from the Nile bread, and beer. Daily evidence suggests workers consumed 4,000 to 5,000 calories per day, necessary for hard physical labor. The organization. The city reveals sophisticated logistics. Food supplies from across Egypt Delta region provided fish and grains. Upper Egypt sent cattle. This required a well-organized bureaucracy and economy. What this means: building the pyramids wasn't just about moving stones. It required mobilizing Egypt's entire economy, feeding thousands of workers, housing them, providing tools, organizing teams. This was a massive state undertaking that demonstrated Egypt's power and organization. The pyramids weren't just tombs. They were national projects that unified Egypt, demonstrated the pharaoh's power to organize and command resources, and created a sense of national identity. But there's something odd. Logistical capability appears suddenly in Egyptian history. Earlier attempts were smaller and less sophisticated. Later pyramids were inferior. Why did this technology peak and then decline? That's one of Giza's hidden mysteries, hidden chambers and modern Dies for thousands of years. We thought we knew what was inside the Great Pyramid. Then modern technology proved us wrong. The Scan Pyramids Project, 2015 present, using cosmic ray muon detectors, the same technology used to study volcanoes and detect nuclear materials. Scientists have been scanning the Great Pyramid's interior without drilling. The 2017 discovery: they found a huge void above the Grand Gallery. It's at least 30 meters long, roughly the size of the Grand Gallery itself. We have no idea what's inside or why it exists. Egyptian authorities named it the Big Void because we don't know if it's a chamber, a structural gap, or something else. It's one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of the century, and we can't access it without potentially damaging the pyramid. The 2023 discovery: using ground-penetrating radar and electromagnetic induction, archaeologists discovered a hidden corridor behind the pyramid's main entrance. It's 9 meters long and connected to a chevron-shaped structure. In March 2023, they inserted an endoscopic camera and filmed inside. The corridor appears empty, but may lead to other undiscovered spaces. Other mysterious features: the subterranean chamber. Deep below the pyramid is an unfinished chamber carved from bedrock. Why is it unfinished? Why did they dig so deep and then abandon it? The air shafts. 4 narrow shafts extend from the king's and queen's chambers. We call them air shafts, but they don't reach the exterior. They stop inside the pyramid. There, purpose remains unknown. In 1993, a robot exploring the southern shaft from the Queen's Chamber found a stone door with copper handles. In 2002, another robot drilled through only to find another door behind it. What's behind the second door remains unknown. The granite plugs. Inside the ascending passage are 3 granite plugs that were slid into place after the pharaoh's burial, sealing the pyramid. But here's the mystery. They're too large to have been brought through the passage. This shows incredible advance. Planning. Why can't we just look? These are 4,500-year-old monuments. So we wait, scanning with non-invasive technology, knowing there are hidden spaces we can't yet access. What's inside? Nobody knows. But it's there, waiting. The Sphinx Enigma Sphinx sits nearby, a limestone statue with a lion's body and a human head, carved from a single outcrop of rock. It's Egypt's most enigmatic monument, and its mysteries might be even deeper than the pyramids. The official story. Mainstream Egyptology says Pharaoh Khufu built the Sphinx around 2500 BCE as a guardian for his pyramid. The face supposedly represents Khufu himself. But there are problems. Problem 1. Water erosion. In the 1990s, geologist Robert Schoch examined the Sphinx and concluded the erosion patterns suggest water weathering, not wind and sand. This is controversial because the Giza Plateau hasn't had significant rainfall since before 3000 BCE. If Schoch is right, the Sphinx might be thousands of years older than Egyptologists claim. Most archaeologists dispute this, arguing the erosion is from wind, sand, humidity, and groundwater. The debate continues. Problem 2. The head is too small. The Sphinx's head is proportionally too small for its body. Some researchers suggest the original head was a lion's, later recarved into a pharaoh's face. This would explain why it looks undersized and why there's no clear consensus on whose face it represents. Problem 3. The missing nose. Everyone asks, what happened to the Sphinx's nose? Popular myth blames Napoleon's soldiers, using it for target practice. This is false. Drawings from before Napoleon show the nose already missing. The most likely explanation: it was deliberately vandalized in the 14th century by Zahi al-Dar, an Islamic cleric who was angered by peasants making offerings to the Sphinx, seeing it as idolatry. Contemporary sources record his execution for this vandalism. The dreened stele. Between the Sphinx's paws is the dreened stele, placed by Pharaoh Thutmose IV around 1400 BCE to 1100 years after Khufu. The inscription describes the Sphinx as already ancient, buried in sand, appearing to Thutmose in a dream, and asking to be freed. This means even 1400 BCE. Egyptians considered the Sphinx ancient. How old is it really? The chamber beneath. Seismic surveys suggest there are chambers beneath the Sphinx, possibly including a chamber between the paws. Edgar Cayce, a famous American psychic in the 1930s, predicted a hall of records beneath. The Sphinx containing knowledge from an ancient civilization. Egyptian authorities have not granted permission to excavate. Do these chambers exist? If so, what's inside? We don't know. The Sphinx's purpose. Why carve a giant lion human from living rock? Some theories. Guardian of the necropolis. Astronomical. Marker. It faces due east, toward the sunrise. Representation of the pharaoh's divine power connection to the sun god Ra. Truth? We're still guessing. Astronomical alignments and ancient KNOWL's years, where things get truly mysterious. The more we study Giza's astronomy, the more sophisticated it appears. The Orion correlation theory. In 1983, Robert Bauval proposed something stunning. The 3 pyramids of Giza are arranged to match the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Looking at the pyramids from above, Khufu's pyramid, largest, equals Alnitak, brightest star. Khufu's pyramid, medium, equals Alnilam, middle star. Menkaur's pyramid, smallest. Offset equals Mintaka, dimmest star, offset. Even the offset of Menkaur's pyramid matches Mintaka's offset from the other two stars. Why Orion? Ancient Egyptians associated Orion with Osiris, god of the afterlife and resurrection. The pyramids pointing to Orion could symbolize the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. The shaft alignments. The air shafts in the king's chamber point to specific stars as they appeared around 2500 BCE. Northern shaft, Thuban, the pole star at that time. Southern shaft, Alnitak, brightest star in Orion's belt. The queen's chamber shafts also align with stars. Northern shaft, Kakub, star in Ursa Minor. Southern shaft, Sirius, associated with Isis. This wasn't accidental. The Egyptians deliberately aligned these shafts with specific stars for religious astronomical reasons. The precision. The Great Pyramid sides align almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. The accuracy is within 3/60th of a degree achieved without compasses or modern instruments. How? Possibly by tracking stars' circular paths around the celestial pole using the Indian circle method, creating a perfect circle from shadow patterns. Sophisticated. Astronomical observations, the pi ratio. Here's something strange. If you divide the Great Pyramid's perimeter by twice its height, you get 3.14 pi. Some argue this is coincidental. Others suggest the ancient Egyptians knew pi. Mainstream archaeologists are skeptical, suggesting it's likely coincidence or a result of the pyramid's geometric proportions rather than intentional. The golden ratio. The pyramid's dimensions also incorporate the golden ratio, phi equals 1.618, which appears throughout nature and art. Again, intentional or coincidence? We don't know for certain. Ancient astronomical knowledge. What's undeniable? Ancient Egyptians possessed sophisticated astronomical knowledge. They tracked stellar cycles, precisely created accurate calendars, aligned massive monuments to celestial events, understood geometric principles, whether they understood pi and phi mathematically as we do, or stumbled upon these ratios through geometric construction, remains debated. The Sirius mystery. The ancient Egyptians tracked Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, meticulously. Its heliacal rising, first appearance before sunrise, coincided with the Nile's flooding, which was crucial for agriculture. Some researchers claim the Egyptians knew Sirius was a binary star system, Sirius A and Sirius B, impossible without telescopes, as Sirius B is invisible to the naked eye. This claim is controversial and largely dismissed by mainstream science. What does it mean? At minimum, ancient Egyptians were sophisticated astronomers. At maximum, they possessed knowledge that challenges our understanding of ancient capabilities. The truth lies somewhere between. Controversial is now we enter controversial territory. These theories exist outside mainstream archaeology. Some have evidence worth considering. Others are pure speculation. You decide. Theory 1. Lost ancient civilization, the claim. Graham Hancock and others propose an advanced civilization existed before 10,000 BCE, possibly destroyed by cataclysm. They built monuments worldwide, including potentially the Sphinx or earlier structures at Giza. The evidence. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey dates to 9600 BCE, sophisticated structures predating agriculture. Sphinx. Water erosion, if shock is correct. Precision engineering that seems advanced for Bronze Age technology, the skepticism. No archaeological evidence of this civilization's cities, writing, tools, or remains. Egypt's development can be traced gradually through the archaeological record. Extraordinary. Claims require extraordinary evidence, which is lacking. Verdict. Unproven, but Göbekli Tepe shows we're still discovering how sophisticated ancient peoples were. Theory 2. Ancient aliens, the claim. Extraterrestrials either built the pyramids or provided technology, knowledge to ancient Egyptians. The evidence. Precision seems too advanced. Moving 80-ton stones seems impossible. Ancient artwork showing elongated heads and strange objects. The skepticism. We have evidence of how Egyptians built pyramids, quarries, tools, worker cities, ramps. Too advanced. Underestimates human ingenuity and capability. Ancient artwork depicts religious, mythological scenes, not aliens. This theory dismisses the achievements of ancient peoples. Verdict. No credible evidence. This theory is not taken seriously by archaeologists and frankly undermines the incredible achievements of ancient Egyptian engineers. Theory 3. Power plant, technology, the claim. The Great Pyramid was not a tomb, but a machine possibly generating power through chemical reactions, resonating at specific frequencies, or focusing cosmic energy. The evidence. The pyramid's chambers and shafts could theoretically channel sound or energy. No. Mummies found inside the Great Pyramid's main chambers. Granites, piezoelectric properties, generates electricity under pressure. The skepticism. No evidence of machinery, wiring, chemical residues, or technology. Pyramidion. Capstone is missing. If it was a machine, we need the top. Other pyramids clearly are tombs with mummies inside. The Great Pyramid likely was looted in antiquity. Explaining missing contents. Verdict. Creative but unsupported. Evidence suggests tomb purpose, even if the specific pharaoh's remains are missing. Theory 4. Older than we think. The claim. The pyramids were built much earlier than 2500 BCE, possibly 10,000 BCE or older. The evidence. Sphinx water erosion. Disputed. Astronomical. Alignments allegedly pointing to 10,500 BCE star positions. No pharaoh's body found in the Great Pyramid. The skepticism. Carbon dating of organic material in pyramid mortar dates to 2,500 BCE. Hieroglyphic evidence clearly identifies the builder's astronomical alignments fit 2500 BCE, better than 10,500 BC. We have a clear archaeological sequence leading to pyramid construction. Verdict. Mainstream dating to 2500 BCE is well supported by multiple lines of evidence. My take. The pyramids are mysterious enough without inventing additional mysteries. Ancient Egyptians were brilliant engineers, astronomers, and organizers. The pyramids are a testament to human achievement, which is more impressive than attributing them to aliens or lost super civilizations. But we should remain open-minded. Archaeology constantly revises our understanding. Göbekli Tepe rewrote the timeline of civilization. Who knows what future discoveries will reveal? Skepticism and wonder can coexist. Why IT still matters. TODA. Why do the pyramids still captivate? Use 4,500 years later? Human achievement. The pyramids represent humanity at its most ambitious. With limited technology, ancient Egyptians created monuments that have outlasted empires, religions, and civilizations. They're a reminder of what humans can achieve with organization, ingenuity, and determination. Historical mystery. We don't have all the answers. Hidden chambers exist. Questions remain. This mystery drives continued research and discovery. Every generation finds something new at Giza. Cultural heritage. The pyramids are symbols of Egypt and African civilization. They prove African peoples created one of history's greatest civilizations, important in countering historical narratives that marginalized African achievements. Engineering lessons. Modern engineers study pyramid construction to understand ancient techniques. The precision, durability, and scale continue to impress. Some modern buildings won't last 100 years. The pyramids have lasted 4,500. Tourism and economy. The pyramids drive Egyptian tourism, supporting millions of jobs and bringing cultural exchange. They're economic engines for modern Egypt. Inspiration colon, they inspire wonder in everyone who sees them. In an age of technology, these ancient monuments remind us that human achievement transcends time periods and technology levels. Ongoing research, technology, like Moon detectors, ground-penetrating radar, AI analysis of construction techniques, and LiDAR mapping continues revealing secrets. We're learning more about Giza now than ever before. The pyramids aren't just ancient history, they're active archaeological sites with more secrets to reveal. Sio and Sio's hidden, his is hidden. History is a story of both what we know and what we don't. What we know. Skilled Egyptian workers, not slaves, built the pyramids around 2500 BCE. They were tombs for pharaohs and symbols of divine power. They required incredible organization, engineering, and astronomical knowledge. Hidden chambers exist that we haven't fully explored. Ancient Egyptians possessed sophisticated capabilities. We're still understanding what we don't know. Exact construction methods for moving and lifting the largest stones. Purpose of hidden chambers and air shafts. True age of the Sphinx and what lies beneath it. Full extent of ancient Egyptian astronomical knowledge. What future discoveries will reveal what we shouldn't do. Underestimate ancient people's intelligence and capability. Attribute human achievement to aliens without evidence. Close our minds to new discoveries that might challenge current understanding. They, Pyramids of Giza, are humanity's resumed proof that our ancestors were brilliant, ambitious, and capable of extraordinary achievements. They've stood for 4,500 years. They'll stand for thousands more. And they'll continue inspiring wonder, driving research, and reminding us that history's greatest mysteries often have the most human explanations. This was Giza's hidden history. The official facts, the genuine mysteries, the controversial theories, and the ongoing discoveries that prove we haven't uncovered all of Giza's secrets yet. Final shot. Sunset over the three pyramids, Sphinx in foreground. Cairo's modern skyline, in distance ancient and modern existing together. What do you think? Is the biggest mystery at Giza? Let me know in the comments. If you learned something new today. Please like and subscribe for more history content that explores both mainstream facts and alternative theories. Thank you for watching.